Jinwoo puts all his investment towards his strength and uses ruler's hand, letting Baran know that he may be out of mana, but his hands go on forever, as he completely tears off Baran's arms, and was ready to cook up something so devious that the animators wanted us to see how it was made from start to finish, as Jinwoo's now back to being a hand-drawn sketch, before hitting Baran with the meanest uppercut in fiction, completely decapitating his head, knocking the lights out of bro, literally. Ah yes, your boy done dropped some more solo leveling heat, you love to see it. Now this is a longer banger since I combined both episodes 7 and 8, which some of you have already seen the first half of this video when I had episode 7 up as a separate upload. Now I won't drag this intro on any further, so grab your golden Oreos and pink lemonade. Them shits fire. Now with the heat. So we see Baek Yoon-ho and Choi Jong-gan pulling up, popping at the V simultaneously as the press confronts them, asking if they're here to recruit Lee Mi-sung. Which Jong-gan's like, nah, I understand Lil Bro's contracted with the Reapers Guild, so this is a separate matter. But that is not the response they wanted to hear, so they take off mad as hell. So Yoon-ho and Jong-gan were talking about the recent gate incident both their guild's hunters were a part of. Which Yoon-ho's like, I heard you was on the verge of giving us a call. Jong-gan's like, it was all thanks to the big dog Jinwoo, why that wasn't necessary. And given that they both have Jinwoo on their radar and the fact that he saved both of their guild's hunters, the two of them want to give Jinwoo a warm welcome to their guild. Meanwhile, this dude Lim Tae-gyu pulls up talking about some, seems like you guys are bickering over Mi-sung. Man, ain't no one here for no damn out of here, bro. Meanwhile, Jinwoo in the back lost his hell because he's here for his assessment, but sees press everywhere who were giving Lee Mi-sung an interview on whether or not he'll become a hunter or continue acting. So he tells them how he's awakening, that he'll get his rank assessed and that he'll be fighting for Lim Tae-gyu, but they don't know he's playing the hell out of them because he's already in A rank and that his contract with the Reapers Guild is for 2 years. But he's putting on this elaborate ruse to clear his name of the scandals he's committed in order to become a hunter who acts. Meanwhile, the man of the hour, Jinwoo, pulls up with this lame ass nigga trying to press him, preventing him from entering the building for his meeting with the association, until Chairman Go pulls up, shutting the whole interview down and tells Jinwoo to slide because he's their special guest. So Mi-sung tried to go talk to the association, but Jin Chul pulls up like, no you ain't, and Mi-sung really thought he can threaten the big homie but got humbled immediately. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Jinwoo is walking with Chairman Go and sees both Yoon-ho and Jong-gan bowing before his greatness, cause they're interested in Jinwoo being the first S-rank hunter to appear in 2 years. So they're now in a room where the evaluator asked Jinwoo to show off his ability so that he could confirm them before they start the assessment. So Jinwoo spawns one soldier, which the evaluator's like, oh, so you have summoning magic? Which bro's like, yeah, something like that. But Chairman Go can tell bro's holding out on him. So bro's like, I bet there's no point in faking any longer, and spawned all the big dogs, had everyone shook as they feel bro's immaculate aura. And after being assessed, he is now officially an S rank and can now sell the Spear of Avarice without raising any suspicion. So Jong-gan congratulates bro on his assessment, as both Jong-gan and Yoon-ho would like to talk with Jinwoo, but bro's like, nah, I have business to take care of. But Jong-gan tries to warn him that there's still a crowd of press outside that are now aware that he's the 10th S rank hunter, but it was already too late. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Song-yi gets Jinna's attention, letting her know that her brother is on the news, as everyone that's tuned into the news knows that Jinwoo is the 10th S rank hunter. And panning on the other side of things, Jin-ho is talking to his father, letting him know that he'll be working for Jinwoo, which his father's mad as hell at him for not keeping his word. But Jin-ho's a W man who's gonna stick by his bro's side. And panning on the other side of things, Yoon-ho lets Jinwoo know that they'll give him a ride home, but bro's like, don't worry, as he quickly makes it past the press, had them niggas shook. Especially Yoon-ho, cause he realizes Jinwoo gotten a lot stronger than he was, which shouldn't be possible since he's supposed to be reawakened. So Jinwoo makes it to the hunter's auction in search for new gear and sees a cape and ring that piqued his interest but is out of his budget. So the seller strikes him a deal where if he could break the magically enhanced glass, he can have them free of charge, which the glass is supposedly unbreakable that even A-rank hunters can't budge. But Jinwoo senses that there's not much magical power within it and was ready to put in work. But bro's like, relax, as he was only joking, and that any unusual vibrations would summon security. So Jinwoo lets him know that he was also in search for daggers, which another salesman pulls up to assist him with. And as Jinwoo follows him, the other salesman notices that Jinwoo has cracked the glass without even touching it. Meanwhile, Jinwoo has a dagger in hand and asks the salesman the price for it, which seems to be quite high price for something that's only about as strong as Kasaka's Venom Fang. So Jinwoo goes into his inventory and asks how much would his dagger go for that he ended up getting on sale. After inspecting it, the salesman like 100 million. Jinwoo's like, you shitting me? This was only 2.8 million. At this rate, I won't even need to sell the Spear of Avarice. And panning on the other side of things, Yoon-ho's still in deep thought about Jinwoo's overwhelming power and athleticism, wondering how could he possibly be stronger than the last time he met him. So he came to the conclusion that he may not be a reawakening, rather someone who could constantly get stronger over time. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, things. Gina's pissed at Jinwoo and tells him he could have let her know that he was going to be on TV instead of making a huge scene out of nowhere. Bro's like, that wasn't my intention, and lets her know that he'll be gone for a week starting tomorrow, with Jinwoo pulling up at the perfect time, allowing Jinwoo to use him as an excuse to let her know that him and Jinho will be gone on a job for a week. And to keep his sister safe while he's gone, he spawns Tusk's bodyguards. And quick sidebar just to clear things up, in my previous video I ended up calling Tusk Fang, which was an error on my part since it's been so long since I've read the manga, so I went off a mistranslation. But yeah, wondering where's the fourth bodyguard, one of them points to the ceiling, which reminds Jinwoo that he sent him crashing to the ceiling, therefore he was unable to extract him. But as strong as they are, 3 is plenty. So Jinwoo leaves one of the bodyguards to watch after Jinho while he's away, and chose to take a few more precautions, sending more shadow soldiers out to stay behind on patrol to rid of any threats. Bro really moving like Batman. Meanwhile, off in the distance, we see a flying yak. Oh yeah, ladies and gentlemen, it's almost about that time we've all been longing for. So Jinho takes Jinwoo to his destination, as Jinwoo is now inside the demon's castle, and just look at the drip, bro really got that shit on as per usual. A ring enchanted by water and a cape with wind, which will help Jinwoo beat the heat. Over here with that Sasuke from the last movie drip, which I want to know who wore it better, Jinwoo or Sasuke. So it's now time for Jinwoo to finish off the demon's castle, but suddenly bro gets a notification of a quest telling him to defeat the demon monarch Baran and collect his soul, which he'll get a runestone for a shadow exchange as a reward. And with that, he heads to the 75th floor where he left off. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Jinho's mom and dad were having a conversation about Jinho's decision to take off on his own, and as they were chatting, Jinho's dad suddenly passes out. Panning back to the demon's castle, Jinwoo summons Tusk to take down the beast ahead, and with using the Spear of Avarice to increase his firepower, Tusk booms the beast with ease, even when being nerfed. And panning on the other side of things, Jinho's father in the hospital accompanied by Jinho's mom, who tells him that her son Jinho came to visit, and that she told him that his father passed out due to exhaustion, just capping in Jinho's face. But in truth, he has eternal sleep disease, which is caused by having low resistance to magic power along with prolonged exposure to it. So the doctor asks if he has any hunters in his personal life, which he lets the doctor know that his son is a hunter, and Jinho's father is completely depressed about the situation. Meanwhile, we see these two hunters who are out on patrol gets confronted by an ant who is standing staring at them menacingly. If this was y'all in this situation, what would be going through y'all heads as y'all staring down an ant who is standing on its 2 legs? And what would y'all do given y'all are hunters with powers? Are y'all scrapping or y'all running away? Let me know. Now panning back to the demon's castle, Jinwoo is chilling on top of a building, wondering why progression through the demon's castle seems to have slowed down. And suddenly he notices his shadows are being destroyed, which happens to be Squad A that consists of high orcs, so him and the gang pulls up to check out the situation. And as he does, he notices Squad B has been taken down as well, so after analyzing the situation, he came to the conclusion that the enemy is targeting foes based off strength, which implies a level of intelligence, as well as him now knowing where the enemy will strike next. So panning where the violence is about to commence, these magic armored beasts were standing looking tough as hell, and they all made light work of the ice bears, while Jinwoo's in the back spectating the whole thing. And one of the magic beasts thought they were on the big homie's level and started attacking him, but Jinwoo showed him why he's head of Weave Nation, and gave bro the meanest 180 heel kick, sending the magic beast flying. So 2 more pulled up trying to be Sneak Nation certified, but got boomed in an instant. So Jinwoo's like, I've been curious for a while now. Do magic beast feel fear? Bro really out here pulling a Vegeta quote, as he sees the magic beast walking back completely terrified of his presence. Jinwoo's looking at the magic beast menacing as hell with a big smile on his face, talking about some, guess I have my answer. Nah, this man Jinwoo is a certified demon. Like, he's really bullying niggas at this point, and I love it. But Shawty got hard and was in the mix, until Jinwoo grabbed her by her throat ready to boom her shit, so she surrendered. Hearing the voice of a female, he takes off her helmet, unveiling little sexy shit who's begging for her life. So he lets her slide, and she thought she was Sneak Nation certified, but Tuck's like, sit your goofy ass down. And she got the begging for mercy once again. So Jinwoo asks her for the location of the entry permit to the next floor. And real quick, can we get some W's for Tusk for understanding the assignment? Like, what a W mans. So she lets Jinwoo know that her family is holding on to it and that she knows where all the rest for the upper floors are. And as long as he can guarantee her family as well as her safety, then she will show him the way. So Jinwoo pulls up with this intimidating stare, asking her if he can trust her, which she's like, of course, as she's staring at bro, nervous as hell. But the big homie got hard and takes her up on her offer, and asks what is she exactly. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, a winged ant was out on the streets feasting on humans. Panning back to the demon's castle, the demon lets Jinwoo know that she's the eldest daughter of the Rataru family, Essel. But bro was hoping on getting more information about the system, like what he learned from Barca. So he asks Essel if she ever hear voices in her head telling her to kill humans. Essel's like, nah, but I do hear a different order, which is to protect the place she's in. So Jinwoo started asking more and more questions about the order, and as Essel answers them, her eye suddenly starts to glitch as she tells him how her and the other demons were preparing for war back in the demon realm, against an enemy so strong that all of demonkind had to unite to face it. And as she continues to spill the beans, the permitted amount of information has been exceeded, so the conversation was terminated, and she passes out. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the association is going over the incident with the winged ants, where a single ant managed to violate a group of their hunters, but was put down by an A-rank hunter who later arrived, completing the extermination. And with the necropsy of the surveillance team, they now know that a single ant can match that of an A-rank hunter. And given how dire the situation is, Gogun Hee tells Woo Jin-chul to contact Japan to request a joint operation, and to let other neighboring countries know to raise the threat level as well, as the time for the 4th raid operation on Jeju Island has finally come. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Jinwoo, Elsel, and Tusk makes it to the Rataru's family castle where the permit can be found. What the hell, Elsel? Why did you bring this jigaboo into my home? Can't you see the horde of soldiers dwelling within his shadows? So Elsel's father puts the guards on Jinwoo, threatening to kill him if he happened to deceive his daughter in order to seize their castle. But Jinwoo's like, relax gang, we struck a deal. I won't hurt anybody as long as I get the permit I need to proceed. Elsel's father's no fool. He knows about Jinwoo defeating Vulcan and Matus, so he's aware that he doesn't stand a chance against a dog like him. So he gives Jinwoo the permit to the 81st floor and tells Jinwoo to slide. But Jinwoo's like, not without your daughter I won't. They shocked as hell, but bro's like, nah, I just need her to show me the way, cause she says she knows where the other permits I need to move from floor to floor are. Meanwhile, her dad over there sucking up all the air. So he asks if Jinwoo will ensure her safety, which bro's like, of course. So bro's like, very well. And look at Shawty blushing hard as hell. Nah, bro new name is Sungriz Woo. And panning on the other side of things, a winged ant was being examined as Japan's guildmaster watches before having to take his leave. Meanwhile, back at the demon's castle, Jinwoo finished packing up the 89th floor, which both Igris and Tank ranked up and are now comparable to an S and A rank. Meanwhile, Essel was losing hope because the 90th floor and above are under stewardship of elite nobles who are incomparably stronger than anything up to this point. And she tells Jinwoo it's best to try and claim the permits through negotiation. But Jinwoo's like, if I were weaker than you guys, would you have agreed to make a deal with me? And was like, I'm about to put the Ratasu family on the top of the ladder. Jinwoo completely mispronounces Essel's family's name as she's like, it's Rataru actually. And she asks Jinwoo why he chose to spare her family, which bro started rizzing Shawty up talking about some cause I like you had her completely flustered. As Jinwoo was thinking to himself, between her and Jinho, he seems to work well with people with the screw loose, but he tells her to go back home since the floors ahead will be more dangerous, as he made a promise with her father, so he tells her to just give him the location of the permits and he'll take it from there. But Essel's not trying to be like Sakura, she wants to be useful. No shade though, no shade. So Jinwoo grabs her arm. I thought bro was trying to riz her again and go 3 for 3, but Essel's determined to see it through and witness just how much of a dog Jinwoo is. So with that, they continue together. So Jinwoo starts to clear floors one after the other with ease, really locked in because he needs to collect the ingredients for the elixir of life no matter what. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, the baddie Chahayen was having a conversation with Choi Jong-in as they both have been summoned to the 4 Jeju Island raid, which Jong-in lets her know that Baekhyun Ho from the White Tiger Guild along with every other S-rank in the country has also been called upon. And of course, the most important thing that Shawty got out of that information was that Jinwoo will be there. So Jong-in lets her know that this will make a joint operation between them and their neighboring country official, cause considering that the S can fly, they will be at risk as well. So Chahayen wonders if there's a set date, which Jong-in's like that's still under consideration, but doubts they'll be waiting too long. And in order to decide on a plan of action, hunters from their largest guild will be joining them. And panning on the other side of things, Jinwoo and Essel makes it to the 100th floor, which the demon monarch Baran pulls up in an instant riding on the back of Blue Eyes White Dragon. And Baran's name is red, indicating he's a real threat as Essel's completely in shock from Baran's sheer bloodlust. And Jinwoo's like he'll be in big trouble if Baran gets airborne as he notices Baran is controlling the wyvern. So Baran spawns a ton of soldiers surrounding Jinwoo and Essel, and they charge in, so Jinwoo quickly calls up his shadow army. And you know shit was getting wicked cause bro wasn't even being nonchalant with it and saying his iconic phrase, arise. Nah, instead bro said get out here. And the pull-up was tough as hell as Spears impales the demons from the shadows. And Tank pulling up along with Iron and Igris going crazy, with Igris landing on top of Tuck's shoulder as he makes light work of a large group of the demons. Meanwhile, the baddie Essel is spectating, amazed by Jinwoo's power, but is conflicted on who she should side with between Jinwoo and Baran. So Baran fires lightning into the sky, causing it to rain down on Jinwoo's army, which nearly hits Essel until Jinwoo pulled up for the save, and starts analyzing the situation, noticing that Baran's lightning isn't like ordinary lightning as it has a wide area of effect and inflicts stun, and was like even if his soldiers can be brought back, taking much more of this will deplete his mana fast. So with that, he plans on ending things quickly as he pulls up on Baran in stealth trying to boom his shit, but Baran saw through his tactics and Sun Bro crashed into the ground and fired lightning at bro had Jinwoo on the run. But the lightning was fetching Jinwoo, so he called in Tusk and Igris for the assist. And with the help of the big dogs, Jinwoo manages to behead Baran's ride. And was like, oh yeah, you're finally on the ground. Looking up was tiring me out as he's now looking down on Baran. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Hanekawa is along with the Drawn Swords Guildmaster Goto Ryuji as she'll be acting as his interpreter. As Gogun, he is glazing Ryuji with maximum efficiency. So Hanekawa starts going over the investigations data on the winged ants biology, which she states that they grow at an accelerating rate after hatching but only live for about a year. Meaning if they kill the queen, the remaining numbers will die off in a year. And regarding the others' behavior, based off the previous 3 raids, they know that the winged ants are drawn to stronger enemies with great magic power. So they will be planning an operation around that and use it against them. So Ryuji speaks up, letting them know that 10 out of the 11 S ranks of the Drawn Sword Guild would be participating, including himself, to draw the ants out while Gun-Hee's team takes out the queen. But Jinchul is like, that involves you scrapping with thousands of ants. But bro's like, it's smooth as AI simulation shown this is the best plan of action to succeeding. And with that, Gun-Hee agrees with the strategy. Meanwhile, on the other side of things, Jinwoo was going crazy on the demons but notices he was running out of mana and don't have time to restore it with potions. Meanwhile, Baran and Tusk goes for a Dragon Ball beam struggle, which Tusk loses, so Iron pulls up on the attack but to no avail. So Igris pulled up but got boomed as well. And of course, Jinwoo gonna take care of his W-man's D's and slide for his soldiers but got his attack blocked. And Baran snatches Jinwoo by the head and tries to boom bro, but Iron blocks his attack. So Jinwoo stabs Baran's arm along with Igris pulling up, piercing through Baran's other arm. And Tusk and Iron gets a hold of Baran as all of them are trying to immobilize him, but Baran brushes them off with ease. So now Jinwoo's out of mana as Baran equips 2 daggers of his own to match the energy. And after a quick game of stare contest, they both got the scrapping hard as hell with such elite choreography, reminding me why no other new gen anime holds a candle to solo leveling. But then Baran decides to cheat, cause instead of respecting the fair fate, he shoots lightning at bro point blank, causing Jinwoo to lose hold of his daggers and tries to boom bro. But Jinwoo catches both of Baran's attacks. So Baran's like, I bet, hold this again, as he charges another lightning attack until the baddie Esu, being a W woman, throws her weapon at Baran, causing for a great distraction. You love to see it. Show Esu some love for coming in clutch, making big MVP plays. As Jinwoo puts all his investment towards his strength and uses Ruler's Hand, letting Baran know that he may be out of mana, but his hands go on forever. As he completely tears off Baran's arms and was ready to cook up something so devious that the animators wanted us to see how it was made from start to finish, as Jinwoo's now back to being a hand-drawn sketch, before hitting Baran with the meanest uppercut in fiction, completely decapitating his head, knocking the lights out of bro, literally. And with that, the demon monarch Baran has been defeated. So Jinwoo tells Esu to head home and to tell her dad that from now on the Ratasu family runs things around here. Esu's happy as hell and was like, it's Rataru, not Ratasu. Jinwoo mispronouncing the name Rataru reminds me of how Luffy and Goku be getting people's name wrong. I love how the 3 ghosts of anime have something in common. And yeah, that was Solo Leveling Season 2, Episodes 7 and 8 and all its greatness. You already know these episodes were absolutely pure hate, a solid 10 out of 10 for me, cause Solo Leveling never miss. Now, with that being said, if you made it this far, don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, we moving. Also, I'm taking recommendations, bro, so hit the comments. And more heat on the way.